Good morning. It is Wednesday. I was about to say Thursday. Just a minute. English announcement. Okay, so we get an announcement. So I was going to get the 8. It's about to let everyone know, get on, get ready if you're inside. So I wasn't planning to come today, but the weather forecast is saying it's going to be sunny in Trapiani and Marausa today, despite the huge rainfall all yesterday. And it's quite humid today. It's quite humid. There's much less puddles, but they are on the corners of the curbs. So you have to be careful when you walk. But there's not much traffic today compared to 2 days ago, when I left actually a bit later to come to the train station. The machine was a bit quicker, but I had to do it twice to tap my mobile NFC to get accepted. Second time, then the green light on the contact lens disappeared. But the first time, then suddenly again the lights came on to enter a physical card or coins. But the second time, the light on the NFC disappeared. And then a minute later, it was printing first card. And then about 45 seconds later, the second one came out. And it's telling you, it's printing 1 of 2 and then 2 of 2. So because the weather is forecasted on my app that it's going to be very sunny and nice, 17 degrees from 10 till 5, I thought that's a great opportunity to go there and basically make the most of it. And then I finished most 8 video uploads yesterday. The last one took all night, and I was just uploaded the Castel Vetrano. I'm getting used to saying it now, Castel Vetrano. I've got to think of castle in the way you say it. See, Charlie Alpha Sierra Tango Echo Limo. And here's a train coming now. Here's a train coming. This one will be the one that's coming from Castel Vetrano and then passing Campobello, the one I got on the way back. Ah, grazie. Gentleman saying be careful not to get too close to the train track. Right. It's a bit humid. It's cloudy. Okay, there's a lot more people getting onto this train than the one I got on 2 days ago on any of the train trips on Monday. It's a bit humid, and I was walking not double pace this time. I feel a bit flustered, like oh my gosh, it's quite warm. So this one's really packed up, and it's I got here at 8:42, so I missed the 8:42 one. But then this is the actually, from what I understood, this is the 8:42 that came late. So the 8:42 came at 8:52, and 8:52 I suppose is behind as well. It's saying next stop is Mazra del Vallo on the screen. Cosimo Fermata, no smoking, and next stop is Mazra del Vallo. It doesn't, I suppose that will change once we depart. So you've probably seen this train station so many times, you may forgive yourself having a dream thinking you were actually here. Yeah, it's quite humid. But yeah, yesterday was just torrential rain, absolutely. I didn't want to go out. I went out to the hotel, just on the steps of the hotel, and you could even hear the cars going by and the water splashing everywhere. Tabacchi, Valori, Bolotti. It's a very nice language, very easy for English speaking people. Apparently, these languages to learn for English speaking people would be either Spanish or like Swedish, Norwegian. Actually, the weather feels like one is either on the eastern coast of Sweden or the northern coast of Poland or the Baltics today. That atmosphere, that feeling in the air, it's hard to describe. I'm no Nobel laureate poet or writer to describe. Oh, there's that roundabout we just saw. It's probably where the signs were in English, no entry, and there's a nice church. Lots of churches, but the classical ones, they all seem to be closed. I need to go out on a Sunday morning to see whether they're open and how many people attend and what type. Are they generally elderly or all ages? I remember in England about 80% used to attend in the 80s, and then it sort of went down in the 90s, maybe 50 to 75%, and now, well, churches are being converted into flats or shopping centres or nightclubs or mosques. One in Palermo, a church is being converted to a mosque. So there's Tommy Robinson watching. I'll give you the facts of what it is. You decide what you want to think. Those are the facts. Okay, so now we're seeing the countryside here, lots of cactuses. Let's see how the countryside is on this side. Are we going to see lots of olive trees? We're not going to see those mountain ranges far on the eastern side where Catania is. This is much more flat. In fact, if there's a volcano, huge eruption, the western part of Sicily apparently is going to be all fine and safe. So yesterday I went to have my pizza. There's two pizza places. AF Pizza, which is just a couple of minutes, 3 minutes walk. I took the not the entrance at the front, so I took the wrong left. I took one early, and then I saw this Fiat 500 being charged, and it said AF Pizzeria, but it had like cartoons and all that, and the door was ajar but held back by a chair. When I opened it, it was all dark, like, okay, it looks like it's closed. And then that nice lady, small one, came and said, are you wanting to come? I said, are you open? She said, yeah, yes, of course. Sueto. So they got two entrances. I didn't realize. I took a left early. Now, what do we have here? Large greenhouses. And some more land. No idea what's being grown here. It's something, whoever's a farmer or botanist or a keen eye. Oh, lots of sheep. Oh my gosh, so many sheep all huddled together in one focal area. Okay, now we've got a ward here. Okay, ward's gone. Otherwise, on the other side were olive. Oh, they're not there now. It's all very mishmash so far here. We're getting a bit of farmland, wasteland, property, sheep, goats, yes, some goats, greenhouses, and now we have these special covers, a bit like in Lincolnshire, which is a wonderful area. Anyone in England, go to Lincolnshire. Very nice people, like the West England, Southwest England people. So these look like they're olives. I wonder how long these olive trees last, and then they have to put new ones, or they prune them. I don't know idea. But that's something I'm definitely gonna hopefully remember to read up. And on the other side we have maybe a granary. And we have ward. Right. Some homes with these large water tanks or gas. Turbine. Just like in Lincolnshire, they have loads of these in the sea though. huge wind farm, Skegness area. I'm quite sweaty actually. Yeah, I'm still sweaty. Oh, let me get some tissue. Wipe my forehead, Inspector Poirot style. It is incredible. Eh? Oh, quite, yeah, it's definitely humid and stuffy, the air. So, what's going here? Maybe. Oh, don't forget, it's February, so now is the start of the new season. There's a couple of farmers walking down, one with a dog. Oh, look, an old house just knocked down. Maybe they reused the bricks and the mortar for a new home. Look at it. There's one over there and one over there. Who knows? Maybe they were, it was heavily bombed, Sicily. A lot of people lost their lives here. This is the agricultural heartland of Italy, along with Puglia. Calabria is very mountainous. I'm not sure there's much. There probably is. Um, all I remember is from this Italian drama Un Solo, the mafia. They like to feed their um, victims to the pigs, which makes their meat have a unique taste, apparently. So we've come up to a wall of some building, and so it's all very mishy-mashy here. Oh my gosh, recycling area, you look at that. I remember when recycling first started in the mid or late 90s, and people were like, is it really going to be a good business? Actually, they're laughing. They're making very good money. I've seen some auditors go to these metal companies to audit, um, quote, quote, audit. And when you do research on those companies, or they tell you the information, they make a lot of money. They make a few pence per ton, but they're dealing with a lot of tons, tens of thousands, millions of tons, that they're making a few £1 billion a year profit. So there's a lot of money in recycling.
Siamo in arrivo a Petrosino, Strasatti.
Ah.
Vi raccomandiamo prudenza nella discesa dal treno. We are now arriving in Petrosino, Strasatti. We advise you to be careful while getting off the train.
Petrosino. So this is Petrosino. I suppose, is there anything to... Well, we're going to go to Tropiano first, and then we're going to work on the way back. Lots of Africans and North Africans here. Petrosino. Mobile phone is now an essential part of your life anywhere in Europe and possibly the world, and a bike as well. It's going to get a lot more crowded now. I'll restart when we go. Okay, we've left Petrosino, and now we're seeing a lot more of these olive farms and these yellow flowers at the end of the stalks. Don't know what they are. Actually, we're not too far from Marausa. It's a good long walk, like on the eastern front of Maswa, to go from here to there, for I just saw on Google Maps. So I think we're in the perimeter of Mosul, the outskirts now. So it's 9 o'clock, so it's meant to be sunny from 10. So it's quite a trip from Mosul to Trapiani, so we'll see how it is. It's a bit noisy, this train, compared to the one on Monday. It's quite packed. Quite a lot of Africans and North Africans came aboard. For no reason, one just came and sat next to me, so I've moved seats. You've got to be careful of pickpockets. You know. There was one Italian gentleman, he made space for this headscarf lady and her female companion, possibly daughter. And he said, yes, I give you, please. And they said, oh, thank you. And he said, grazie. He was in a suit. He looks very professional looking. He's got those iPods or iPod-like in the ears. I don't particularly... Yeah, that's very good. They wanted to know the YouTube channel, so I typed it in for them. Very dilapidated, abandoned building, and then these large... it's all abandoned there. So that's a shame. That's a great shame. Okay, we're slowing down. It looks like maybe we're getting to the train station now. So this is the countryside. This looks like an allotment. It's all nicely done. Cactuses. It's a shame I can't go and look on Google Maps at the same time as the recording is going to stop. Maybe that could be a new feature in the later Androids where you can do so. Ah, good. Your name, sir? Tunisia, yeah. I think a lot of Tunisians in Mosul are too many, and Africans. Yeah. But I went on Monday to Campobello, Castelvetrano, many Tunisians, Moroccans, West African. I feel like Italy, or am I in Tunisia? I've been to Tunisia, Tunis, South, Port Alcantara. Yeah, bellissimo. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Food is bellissimo. Food, mangiare, beautiful. Yeah. Couscous, Morocco, but in Tunisia, special food. Yeah, but unique. Yeah, best, super. Egypt, Morocco, no good. But Tunisia, oh. Algeria, no, because Algeria strict government, difficult. So maybe one day. Yeah. So I think we're in Mosul. You can see the port there. That's a nice grand building. It looks very nice actually. those two
Siamo in
buildings there.
arrivo a Marsala.
Okay, we're in Mosula. I'll continue on my action camera. Wait, I'm getting off Trapiani. I got too excited. So this is the train station of Mosula. I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to go to Trapiani first. It actually is very small. It's like Campobello. I probably can do that in an hour. Let's see. I'll do one video clip on the seafront and then one in the city centre. I'm brainstorming. Okay, they're doing some construction. Okay, they got a nice lift. Oh, it's very nice. Oh, they got a timetable, electric display board like mainland Italy. This looks all like Vauxhall or London Waterloo. See it this way. Yeah, this is all being done up very nicely. I wonder whether they're going to do Masra. Masra is the largest city. I'm going to call it a city because it's got a cathedral. And the buildings look very nice. Very nice. What I like is no speed cameras, no yellow lines, no need to park on the curb. You can't, they're too high anyway. So a lot of the chaps, the ragazzi, as you say, the guys, ragazzi, yeah. Yeah. What are you doing, guys? You know, che fa, ragazzi, che fa, che. But I'm not using, I see anyone using their hands to gesticulate, which is what is, oh, it looks very nice, yes. With a lot of, they've really improved this train station. Buildings are very nice here. Wow, look at that. I'm sorry to say, but it looks very nice compared to what I've seen overall in Masra. This place is nice. Oh yes. This reminds me of Safi, which is a wonderful town, stroke city in and a port city in Morocco. And actually, that's the main export of what makes Morocco a superpower. Yes, Morocco is a superpower, but a very quiet superpower. And without Morocco, we would not have 10 billion people, whatever, in the world today, thanks to Morocco. Why? I will tell you later on. I want you to rack your brains and try to think without using AI or Google or search engine. Delay refund will go back on your card. Do they have a rule if it's like 10 minutes late, that's it? You get a compensation? Because we didn't hear that on the other trains. And this, I think, was the 842, and we got on at as if it was the 852, which is unique. They had one train to Trapiani at 8:42, and then one at 8:52, and the next one will be at 10:11. So I was expecting to get on the 8:52, but this was the 8:42 coming late. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. It's like being in Marrakesh with all those tall tropical trees. And in Tunisia. Ah, look at that. Look at the sea. And they've made, maybe for fishing, they've made some blocks to catch the fish, you know, push them into the area like the tropical Pacific islands do. To catch the fish, you get them surrounded, pen them. Anything on the other side? No, it's just hedges. Okay, so we're running along the coast. Now it's going to be quite a trip to Trapiani, which is on the tip, and it borders between the two seas, which are part of the Mediterranean Sea. So the Mediterranean Sea is split into seas itself, and Tropiani is sort of the border between one on the south and one on the north. So it's quite unique in that sense, Tropiani. And there's a lot of English expats, elderly I suppose there. And when you live and when you want to live here as a pensioner, you have to. I think the rules are easier. You get 0% income tax in certain regions for 10 years. So any money you make, you don't get any income tax charge on your passive income. So it's all based on passive income. You could be a millionaire, but you need to have passive income, not active income. You know, from savings and investments. Or you could be a digital nomad, I suppose. That's the new word that I'm learning, where a lot of digital nomads travel around the world, they work around. There's one very smart lady, African, and she's going around all the wonderful places, Indonesia, Bali, and so on. And she does drop shipping, which is like being the middle person from the Chinese distributors to the people who are buying them on some B2C website like eBay or Amazon. And from volume, they make a lot of money. And she's traveling, making YouTube at the same time, being sponsored by all these products and so on. And she's young, and why not? And single, well, maybe single. And she's having a great time doing that. She enjoys it. If she's happy and at peace, why not? She has the prerogative and free will to do that. She's not harming anyone. Hotel, just past the hotel. The sea, you can see, and there's a little windmill, a couple of windmills there. Maybe the Netherlands, oh, there's another one there. Maybe the Netherlands people were here and decided to leave a souvenir. Q8, that's one of the main petrol companies, and Eni with the black, I think it's a black horse. Z Cafe again, yeah, the Z company seems to be quite prominent in this area. Maybe the whole of Sicily. Yeah, there's the sea, some little islands off the coast. There's 3 islands off the coast of Trappiani. I've seen on the news. Tunisian smugglers and mafia smugglers are importing, exporting contraband stuff onto these islands. A church? Ah, look at that. Oh, it's so. Is that a church or a house? It's hard to say. There was no bell, but it had a tower, like a church barber shop. So I suppose these are. Is this Mosela? Or are we San Leandro? Ah, it said San Leandro, and that's the edge of San Leandro. So there's little towns and villages, which I suppose will have little Z Cafe again, garden event. So this is probably an event for wedding dinners, wedding lunch. Canteen Burgi, no idea. Wine shop. So maybe there's what I'm seeing were grapevines, and these are grapevines. Yes, maybe they're grapevines, not olives. I'm mistaking grapevines to olives. So I don't know. I really don't. I need to actually look and see what do grapevines and olives. What's the difference and how to tell. That's my little homework. It's so different to landscape in Germany, Netherlands, and England in terms of the agriculture, how it is. And I couldn't see when we were flying because we were flying over the sea. But normally it's nice to see what the landscape is like when you're flying over. Now I could have gone to Catania. There was some. In fact, afterwards when I booked this and I went back the next day, in fact the same hour, all the flights were going to Catania, and I was concerned that what's going on? Why is there no flights to Palermo? from Stansted to Palermo. So that was interesting. So what's going on? So they all sort of like disappeared. Um, it's very strange when you go to these websites, and you have to, like comparison websites, go to each one, Booking, Kayak, and so on. Booking, Kayak, Expedia, and Last Minute. These are the four main ones I know, which are you can use and shop around. Now maybe the price can be very cheap, like Expedia was very cheap, but when you add the compulsory medical insurance and any flight delays, then you're in a problem and a situation in regards to that. Ah, I think we got a ticket inspector. Maybe that's why those two guys came back here. Uh, they were very concerned in regards to that.
Perfetto, buon viaggio.
Grazie. He said everything's perfect. So the ticket cost €4.50 each way. So that's what, nine? Is that 450 or 460? I can't say, but yeah, about 450, so it's about £4 each way. Now compare that to England. Oh my gosh, England is just a rip-off. Now with Monzo Bank, if you do perks, you get a free cinema ticket every month to VUE Cinema if you have one near you, which I do, walking distance, 20 minutes. I went a few times, saw Black Bag. I'm trying to remember the movies. I can't remember any other movies I saw. And that, yeah, I saw about 6 movies and that's it. I haven't been there since. And you get free Greg's every week and Pizza Express. They had that offer, it's gone. Free credit score if you want with the two companies. One of them has stopped. Begins with E, I forget, Xperia, and the other one I forget. If you're in, people get credit to get better credit score, so you want to be in debt to get more credit to be in more debt. I never understood that principle. There was this a nice Iranian chap who used to live in Thailand, and then came on a false passport to Italy, and then from Italy to England, and then he told me for 3 days he was wandering around, going to the police, refugee, refugee. And then he had to go to the police station, and then he got accepted. And he was in Liverpool. And then the Iranians, they get special double benefits. So, and they get a special one-to-one, like a probation officer type person to look after them. And they get extra benefits compared to the other non-Iranians, he was telling me. Now I've forgotten why I brought him up. Oh well. I went to bed a bit late, just finished till about midnight editing, and then start the upload of the largest video. There's 2 videos of Castelvetrano. One is the video, and then I did a quick photo album, 4 seconds for each of the photos. And I'm explaining what it is and describing my view on the objectiveness of the beautiful architecture that I would see. It's wonderful, photogenic town. Absolutely. I wish I could just go back and make some more videos in the summer. Amazing. So here we have, I don't know, this is again olives or wine, maybe mishmash. Add a bit of olives and wine. There's hedges on the other side, not much to see. Yeah, most of the North Africans and West Africans have went off Mosul. There's not many now. I think they may work in the farming land, but they've spread to all the countryside towns, it appears. And like in Morocco and Tunisia, North Africa and Arab-speaking countries, Uh, if you look at the demographics tree-wise, unlike Europe where most people are getting old and the tree looks inverted, with more percentage in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. In these countries, and always has been, they have a huge more in the teens and 20s and 30s. Um, they have a huge birth rate. Egypt's going to be like a huge country, like probably population of all of Europe in, by 2050. And then by 2050, there's forecast then the population will level out or it will start to dip down. And the way Japan is going, there's only going to be 1,000 Japanese left in 1,000 years' time. You know, if the world is still around by then. So we can see some towers far distance there, and over there, oh, some mountain ranges. Look at that. Ah, because above Trappiani, there's meant to be, and it's very steep, and only by car, or they have this like ski type pulley where you go up. Some wonderful ancient buildings on the top of that. So maybe is that Trappiani? Possibly. My legs are going to have some good exercise. Last time I had good exercise was in the Blackburn Parks, really steep. And I just read that some poor lady, young lady, was with her young husband and child, and a tree trunk fell on top of her, and she passed away. Now that was last week, but I think she passed away. They always report the news a bit later, I suppose, when all the information disclosed after the coroner inquest and so on. And very unfortunate that a tree trunk just fell on her and she died. And she was young, with a young child. It's very sad. Ah, look at that house. I like the architecture here of the houses. Internet in the hotel is so slow. My God, it's so slow. Sometimes I just give up. Like, you know what? Best time is to do it early morning when everyone is asleep. So download speed in the hotel is about 6 megabytes a second. It's like telephone non-optic speed, but really slow on the slow end. And that uploading is actually faster at about 8 to 9, which is what I need to upload all my videos. And that took about 12 hours just to upload 7 of the 8 videos, and I started one. It was about 30% when I just dropped off as I was charging my watch. I should have charged it earlier, but I forgot. So we got a bit more industrial estate here. Nice tropical trees. And there's always trees in the train station, which is nice. But there's no soil parks to jog around or to walk your dog or to have a picnic. That's the only thing I was hoping I could go out for a jog. Yes, I could jog on the pavement. I don't know, with me, my train is just wear out within a few weeks or months, because I run for about an hour. Not fast, just medium pace, and the trainers just get obliterated. Ah.
Dear passenger, we are fortunate in carrying out inspections of monitoring and verifying tickets for personal details. The train conductor is qualified as a public officer. Any crime committed against a public officer, such as refusal to give personal details, threat or resistance, is punishable also by arrest or imprisonment. Trenitalia train conductor, in case of need, is always available to give assistance to its customers.
Ah. If you don't have a ticket, you must give your personal details. That's why there's 2 Tunisian chaps came up. They said they were from Tunisia. Came up here straight away. And I saw that ticket guy. But he didn't check at that time. But now he did check. Right, I'm at the train station. So I walked all the way, all that way, walked all the way up there on that main road. And then I had to come all the way down, do a little left, and then come down here. And here I am. And this is the train, 1:38. So I'm about 10 minutes early. So this is Trapiana. And we'll go to the back. It's always space at the back. Oh, they got recycling here. Very nice style. Right, we get on board, mind the gap. Okay, we're in the middle of the train. It's totally packed up at the back, and also it's slightly better here. It's 1:33 according to the train time, which is correct. And it's very warm, not humid but warm. So yeah, so I've had to. So basically, I walked on the. Imagine it's your left index finger, and I was on the medial side to the tip of where your nail is medially. And then I went up around where the ferries and cruises are. Then in the middle, I sagittably went down half quarter of the nail, and then I turned laterally again, and then that's when I got to that wonderful place to walk along the beach front, but very high up. I walked all the way around there, so I'm going again laterally but to the tip of the finger, and then I got to that tower where it's very windy with the force, and then you had the fishing ships, which is on the tip of the finger medially, and then I went inland again to see all the churches and where the school kids are. Then I went laterally again, and then along the other way now, where you can see the mountains, and I met that nice karate, martial art taekwondo guy, beginner practicing on the tree. And then I went inland, and then I was on that main artery, and I went down towards the knuckle or the nail, and then I turned immediately and went back down towards the tip of the nail. I haven't lost it yet, and then I got to the train station. So beyond the nail is the rest of the finger, where there was nothing really to see, and you could see that mountain. And like the chap I met, he works in tourism. There isn't anything to see afterwards. You know, maybe a couple of churches, and that's it. It's very warm, so we'll go to Marausa and see how things are there. If it's pretty similar to Campobello, then I'll just, after an hour, get back on the train to maybe I'll stop at the other place, Pianto, whatever it was. We'll see what the timetable is, and then get back to the hotel and have a good relax, and then I'll edit all these videos maybe tomorrow. Instead of starting today, just have a relax. I've done about, how many steps? I've done just about 17,000 steps, because I was talking to that nice martial art practicing chap. I'm going to call him Van Damme. So he's the Trapani Van Damme, practicing his kicks. And he had a shin guard and knee pad to protect his knees, because he's a beginner. When he becomes an expert, then he will be able to do it without that, hopefully in time. He's looking for peace and so on, and he works in tourism. I wouldn't have time to have lunch with him anyway, unfortunately, which he kindly offered. You know, we can go somewhere for lunch. Because I've got to go back and get back to the hotel before sunset. And then go from there. Go with the flow, basically. But yeah, it's good we came out. The forecast was right. It's going to be nice and sunny today. It's going to be like this till 5, 6 o'clock. And then it's going to get cloudy and rain all day tomorrow in all these areas, Masra, Marsala and Trapiani. But we got to see all the sites, I believe, uh, maybe some extra little places. So it's pretty good. So I can't go on the other side. There's two people. So I do hope that on the way now, because I'm now facing towards the sea again, that we get to see how people are. So we've left Trapiani and are facing northwards. We're going eastwards towards Masra and Mausala. I'm just transferring all the data from my action camera onto the phone. It said it's going to take about 23 minutes, which should be enough time to have finished by the time we get to Mausala. Takes about an hour from Masra to here, and 10 minutes to that Picanto, and then another 10-15 minutes to Mausala, and then the rest about 40 minutes to Trapiani. This is very nice. And actually in the afternoon it's better. Oh, okay, now we got it. There we go. It's beautiful. And it's warm. It's just over 20 degrees. Some nice houses there. Look at these mature trees. Those are definitely olive trees. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, it's a church. It's got a cross at the top. Must be a small village. Wonder what they're growing there. Again, I don't know, rapeseed oil or some other vegetable, cauliflower. It looks like we're approaching maybe a small town. On the timetable we stop at a few places. Okay, loads of young trees have been planted here. now it's hedges. Okay, hedges are gone for the moment. You can see the mountain from here, which is above Trapiani. Now we're going, where are we going? It's a tunnel. Some hedges again. We're slowing down. Are we going to a train station maybe? Yeah, I wonder what's growing here. Eggplant is very popular here, and spinach, and cauliflower. No cabbages. I haven't seen cabbage. All those root parsnips and radishes and so on. Yeah, I think either we're stopping. There's some work here. Is this for the new train station? Yes, it's a platform. So it looks like they're putting a lot of money to modernize the railway stations here in Sicily. Yeah, we're in Marausa. This is Marausa. Thing off again. Trapiani 9.8 kilometers that way on that road. Look at these ones. Gosh, this is and they're all sort of white from the tips of the leaves. Wasteland. I wonder who owns all this. Oh, here we go. Pretty much the same again. Oh, those are very tall, those trees. Yeah, these ones, they are a bit more whiter, not dark. Those olive trees. Maybe a different variant to the ones we saw on Monday. Again, here are new ones, newly planted. John was saying that the people here prefer to buy Italian products and they will go out of their way to buy or have an Italian product. They prefer to work with the Italian people in business and so on than anyone from abroad. The Taekwondo chap was telling me that. Okay, look at that landscape. Now that's amazing. Look at that. Little river. Small cliff. A cactus, and now it's become steep. Let's see, are we going to see anything or not? I'll turn it off for now and see. I don't know if we can. Oh, yes, we can. Look at that. There's the bridge, train bridge. Sorry. Let me zoom in. There we go. There's the bridge, highway. Zoom out. It's really fantastic. There's zoom in and out feature on this phone. Absolutely amazing. Oh, and I noticed that when I'm zooming in the photo, then you get a little black thing appearing for some reason, not at times 1 but 0.5. Yeah, look at that. Some building used to be there. Now we can really see miles and miles northwards towards Palermo and the central part of Sicily. Let me zoom in. Bit of dirt on the window, so I'm sorry about that. Just realised. can see the highway. We're going quite slow, maybe to give way, or we're going too fast. Because on the way we really sped up, didn't we? Because he had to catch up being 10 minutes late. But he did very well, he got there on time. I was very fortunate it was a 1442 wind powers. A few up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've arrived at another train platform. So this is the slow train, I suppose, and not the fast one. I wonder what this place is called. Yeah, we're pretty much seeing these places from the train, to be honest. Il viaducto Alkhidr, la linea gialla. Do not go beyond the yellow line. Very nice elderly gentleman in the beginning of the morning was just informing me not to go too near the railway line. I wasn't across the yellow line, but he cared. That was empathy, that was humanism for me. Oh, look at those mountains. Now those are different ones, they're not the ones which Trappiani has on its north part at the base of the triangle city shape. So there is some mountainous range around here. Picture quality is fantastic. We're going to see a lot, and the sky is just amazing. Again, once in the afternoon. Let's see what Marausa is like. Okay, we're moving again. On the screen on the train, it's saying temperature is 21 degrees. Boy, it really does feel like 21 degrees. Let me zoom out. Lots of these greenhouses, maybe to grow tomatoes or some herbs, oregano. Ah, super something. Tono. Very nice homes here. A bit like in Brittany, in Spain, France. There we go, that's my verbal dyslexia for you. Where properties are amazing. There was, I remember, a 3-bedroom, huge, 3-floor building for 60,000 euros. What a bargain. That was during lockdown. Yeah, that was during lockdown. Ah, look at that. And miles away, you can see far away when you get the opportunity. You can see the villages and small towns further afield northwards. So it's 7 past, so about 2:15 we should get to Marausa. And then I should go to use my action camera. Pretty much most of the time. You can take some photos on here. It's a good thing this battery is 10,000 amps. It's really helping me to survive the whole day. To make all these videos, and it's using a lot of battery to transfer the 25 gigs 1 hour video I did initially at Trapiani. Nice houses there, look at that. That's one thing about Trapiani, the buildings were very, very tall over there. Old and new, and recently new, maybe from the 60s. But yeah, very tall buildings. Totally different to Muslim. Very different. Is it a good place to retire? Maybe for some people. I actually prefer Mazar to Trapiani. I don't know, it's got that more natural feel. And now we're in Spagnuolo. Am I pronouncing it right? Spagnuolo. There it is, there it is. Rivada Spagnuolo. So yeah, this is a slow train. We're stopping at quite a few other places. They got the departure and arrival, which is really helpful to have. It's a shame we don't have that in England, paper version. It's all electronic, which is fine, but it's nice to have a paper, especially if you're a tourist. It's easier to read when everything's on paper, to be honest. And then I'm a baby boomer, super baby boomer. Buildings, are they gonna? Nothing's happening unless there's a siesta. I don't see any work, anything to show that work is in progress, like those buildings being renovated in Trapiani. So and this is another small town. All look pretty similar to train stations. The buildings of this colour, orangey beige. Timetable. Only Campobello, there was no timetable, there was no place to buy a ticket, no oyster type to. So that was like nothing. But yeah. Okay, well I'll start again when we move off. I bet we're going to move off as You see how as soon as I'm about to stop, we're moving now. So what do we have here? No entry to press now. Now we're moving. Oh, is that cherries? Is that flower? Flower. Particular species. I've never seen that. So this is the countryside here in western Sicily. A little village or small town. I'm not sure what the borderline is between a town and a village. A small town to a large village. I wonder if they have any supermarkets. If they don't, then it's not a town, it's a village. Okay, they're working there, 2 men, ragazzi. You can see in the distance. Let me zoom in. Yeah, we've got hedges. Zoom in and see if we can get the landscape from far. There's some wonderful houses around here. Oh, there's a church. Got the spire, Germanic style. Spire. Not sure if I got that in the video. Couldn't see it. Phone is cool, it's not getting hot with all the data transfer. It's really helpful, this OTG, absolutely helpful. So I've got space. Not that I probably need it in Marausa, but let's see, who knows. I spent a long time, 4 hours in Trapiani. And half an hour that was talking to that nice chap, getting good information and giving him as well. And he's got WhatsApp, he's like, I'm not bothered to download Signal. All his mates are on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is still has a huge monopoly. I do hope one day people will wake up and move to Signal. I do hope Signal will improve, and so you can't transfer multiple files in one go. That's annoying. And limit. Whereas in Telegram, which is in between WhatsApp and Signal, you can do multiple files transfers of any size. When you delete a message or edit, it will delete it and not like let the person know it's been deleted. So Signal needs to improve in that sense. But the quality of audio and the photo quality is very good. Okay, I think we're getting to Marausa in a couple of minutes. I think this is Marausa now. Okay, we're leaving Marausa, which was amazing. I really underestimated this place. I thought maybe an hour at the max, like Campobello, or a couple of hours like Vetrano. It was amazing. I spent 2.5 hours, and that was not bad going. I got to see most of the sites. There were some on the perimeter on the north and east parts, some little small places. Apart from that, I got to see most in time, totally and utterly. So that was fantastic. Really, it's actually a wonderful place to visit. I never knew Marausa was like it's fantastic, really. There's a lot more going there compared to Maswa. So this is the outskirts of Marausa. It's a big town. It's a big town. It has got taxi service. It's like Trapiani. Now we're going into the countryside. Batteries finished on the X Pro. As soon as I got on the train, it must have finished. I didn't hear the noise because of the background noise. I must have missed it, but yeah. So it's done about. Let's see, it's got 45 minutes left, so that's about nearly nearly 2 hours, and an hour I've taken off. So that's just about 3 hours from 2 batteries, which is 1.5 hour. Because one I get 1 hour and 45, and the other one's 1 hour 15. So that works out. Yeah, I got 3 hours, which is not bad at all, to be honest. So it's nice I got the spare battery, which helps. Which came with the product. Came with a spare battery. It didn't come with the separate chargers. You have to charge it in the action camera itself. I actually prefer that, so I know that one is being charged and fully. So this is the countryside here, bordering with Marausa. But when I was looking on Booking and Kayak, there was no hotels to Marausa. There was this one at Masra and a couple in Trapiani and a few or several in Palermo, in the western Sicily region, which I was looking at. So I need to go back and look. Is there any hotels there? Was it not on Booking.com and Kayak and Last Minute and Expedia? These are the 4 sites I know of. And Expedia uses the hotel and package from Last Minute, but if you want just hotel or just flight, Expedia does it by itself. I like Expedia and Last Minute. Booking is a bit more expensive than Last Minute, and Kayak as well. And this is package I'm looking at. Last time I did a package was to Tunisia with someone. Oh, my finger got in the way. So yeah. So we've got a lot more buildings now from Marausa to Mazar compared to Trapiani to more denser and yeah, much more nearer to the railway line. Whereas on the other side in the morning, I'll just come and go over there. You'll see this is just full of these olive yards, vineyards.
Siamo in arrivo a Petrosino, Strasatti. Vi raccomandiamo prudenza nella discesa dal treno.
So we're coming
We
to
are now arriving in Petrosino, Strasatti. We advise you to be careful while getting off the train.
So we're coming onto this small town, Petrosino. They look like mandarins.
Si informano i titolari di abbonamenti intercity e regionali di Trenitalia che è possibile verificare il diritto all'indennità secondo il modello di calcolo definito dalla delibera ACT numero 106/2018. Informazioni e limitazioni sono disponibili su www.trenitalia.com presso le principali biglietterie e agenzie di viaggio abilitate.
Cactuses. Yeah, really impressed with Marausa. Absolutely impressed. Possibly one could have done a day in Trapiani and a day in Marausa. Mind you, I left early in the morning. Got 4 hours with half an hour talking to that Taekwondo expert. Well, not expert, but you know, he's a beginner in Taekwondo. But there wasn't much else to see afterwards. Okay, so
Did you know that with a digital regional ticket, delay compensation becomes automatic? In the event of a delay of 60 minutes or more, you will automatically receive compensation for it on the card you used to purchase the ticket. Delay refunds have never been easier. Conditions on planetary.com.
So if there's a delay of 60 minutes, 1 hour, then you're eligible for compensation. And that's with the digital, and they're encouraging you to get it digital. But then if you have a paper ticket, you should by law, depending on the law that you've paid, regardless of how the version of the ticket is, you should be eligible. Oh, look at that building, it's nice. Oh my gosh, I got my finger in the way, I just realized. Silly finger. I'm sorry about that, I didn't realize my big grubby finger was in the way. Oh, look at this building here. Oh, look at that. What's going on there? What a place. What is that? What? Oh, you've got the wind power turbines intermittently dispersed around the landscape. So much like Lancashire. And these coverings, maybe for lettuces like in Lincolnshire, they get them all covered up. What was it? Someone told me this because it's to avoid the morning frost, which can be bad, so you cover them up. And it can get quite cold here at night time, yeah. Just like in the Sahara Desert. It can get very cold at night and very, very hot in the daytime. You'll be surprised. And then you'll be surprised if you go up to the northern hemisphere, Sweden, the Baltics, St. Petersburg, Novigrad. It can be very beautiful in the summer. I've been to 35 degrees up there, and they got beach in Lithuania, was it Klaipėda, and in Latvia it's called Jurmala, and then in Sweden they got some beaches on the east coast as well. You know, and these places are like further up to, or as much as like Dundee, Inverness, or even higher. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, so we did the south in the morning, and now we're doing the north part of the train this afternoon. I just hope I've had enough battery left so I can go to the supermarket and get a baguette with the NFC payment. I think we're not far from Masra now. It's only a 10-minute or so train drive. But I thought I'd get this countryside view. I think we're arriving now at Masra. It looks like getting more urbanized. And we got these trees in the way now. An industrial place. Tropical trees. Any pineapple or coconut? Okay. Over and out.